So the Honeybee Stakes is the female companion to the Rebel Stakes. It's a Oaks prep, the ninth race on Oakland's Saturday card. It's running a mile and a 16th for 3-year-old fillies. And we'll take a look at the field. We have some horses from, we got Alley's Beach, we saw on the 2-year-old campaign, and acquitted herself pretty well. And we have Band of Gold, a new shooter who just won the last stakes race at Oakland for 3-year-olds. And we've got West Omaha, who is coming fresh off a Silver Bullet Day victory, and then a couple of interesting new shooters. So it's a little top heavy as far as odds go in this field, but I think there are some alternatives. And we'll take a look at this field, and looking at it, there isn't a lot of early pace in this race, which makes for an interesting race shape. You've got Alley's Beach on the rail, and I'll expect that she will be the controlling speed. She faced the best of the class in her first three, and she did all right. She held her own, but really that's all. She didn't make a really big dent. And you do have to look at that maiden score from Saratoga. You sort of have to downgrade it after the dud that Life Talk just ran in her 3-year-old debut. But on the front end, this field doesn't overwhelm me as far as top talent, and we'll get to why. So on the front end, Alley's Beach will have every chance at the 10-1. You get a pretty good price. Band of Gold is the second choice in here. And I do have to wonder if it was the mud that elevated her, given the disappointing effort in the Untappable, which might not be that great a race, given the performance of Alpine Princess in the Rachel Alexandra. This race is bereft of speed, so I don't expect a pace to run into, and that doesn't really favor Band of Gold's chances. But, with Kenny McPeak, he's fairly inconsistent with, kind of unpredictable with horses running, particularly these 3-year-old races. And we really don't like to see Kenny McPeak as the chalk or the second choice. So Band of Gold, reluctantly I'm going to use, but I don't think this race sets up terribly well for her. Neon Beach was a little green in the stretch in the Martha Washington, but this one got a career high, and she improved her class level while the race level stayed the same. So you always, when you see that, you definitely have a horse who's on the improve. Progressing well and is coming in third off the layoff. I expect another jump forward, and I think at 8-1 you're getting some nice value. Neon Beach, I think, has a shot in here for sure. We look at West Omaha. He won like a good horse against a kind of a so-so field in the Silver Bullet Day, but she didn't improve class-wise, and that suggests a plateau is possible. It also may have something to do with it wasn't the greatest of fields, so she didn't need her ultra best or didn't have to tune it up all the way. That's entirely possible, but she won convincingly enough to say she's certainly one of the top horses in this race. But I think it's 7-5 on the morning line. This is a horse you have to try to beat. And I do think there are some options for that. Came back, Perfect Shot came back a tiring third in the Rachel Alexandra. And that's another thing that tells me that I think the price is perhaps a little short here, while certainly West Omaha is a win candidate. We've talked about Band of Gold. And look at, I think Midshipman's Dance is a very interesting horse. Shows continued improvement from the maiden score to a win in the Mockingbird, where she was closer to the pace and her fractions improved. And those are signs of a horse that's definitely on the improve. I think she's going to be okay stretching out, being by Midshipman. No reason to believe she won't get a mile and a 16. It is a challenge, stepping up to graded company, but this isn't the greatest of fields. And again, she's showing the progression, got her the best last speed figure, albeit at 6 furlongs. But I think this is a sneaky good horse on the improve, and at 12-1, I think you're getting an outstanding price. And so I think this is a horse you can absolutely use. And, stranger things have happened for pulling the upset. So if we look at our wagering strategy, I think we definitely, value-wise, Midshipman's Dance to me makes the most sense. And I would go across the board and because I think this one could very conceivably win this race. I think it's entirely possible. I'm not 100% sold. I think West Omaha would probably be the second choice, but needs to take another step forward. That's really the only thing that holds me back from putting West Omaha on top. I'm just not sure, given the level of competition she's faced, that that's entirely possible. You also have the Alley's Beach being the lone speed. I think is going to have a really good chance if she can come out and progress from her 2-year-old campaign. So that's another one I could definitely see win play show bets for the value on Alley's Beach as well. We're going to key box West Omaha with 1, 2, 4, and 10, all with a shot. And if I had to throw one out of there, it would be Band of Gold, but I just don't see this as a race setting up well for her. You have to box the 2 chalk as sort of a saver to me, but it's almost wasted money in my opinion. And then we'll box 1, 6, and 10. I think is the most viable of those 3 are going to come in 1, 2. And then we'll do a trifecta. We'll key the 6 on top with 1, 2, 4, and 10. And I wouldn't talk anybody out of getting creative. I'm sort of leaving it up to you. West Omaha to me is just a little too short. But if I'm trying to find value, I think Midshipman's Dance is certainly a horse to give a couple of looks to. And if you can get a better price than 12 to 1, I think that's one you really want to jump on. Has a real big potential for an upset because I do not think this race is cast in stone.